you will enjoy your marriage to the fullest. You don't have to have all the money in the world. You don't have to have all the wonderful things in the world. But having the right person on your side, you can be rest assured that you will enjoy your marriage. Beloved, how are we doing today? By the special grace of God, I am blessed this morning. Today, I wanted to come by and talk to you all about this topic that has been haunting me for some time. I thought that it will be useful to some people, especially if you are dating and you are in the process of getting married to somebody, or to say you do. Marriage is a very beautiful thing and is sacred in the sight of God. And it's such a blessing to be married. But before you say you do, what are some of the things you have to put into consideration before you go to the altar and decide that you want to spend your entire life with somebody? Somebody that you come from a completely different home background, cultural background, racial background, spiritual background from. It's a very important decision, right? So please, if you are listening to me today, I hope that what we're about to discuss can help you before you say you do. Now, I'm going to start with the ladies and then move on to the gentlemen. Ladies, if you are in a dating relationship, before you consider marrying the man, now first of all, dating and marriage, they are two separate entities. The things you enjoy when you are dating, when you marry, is completely different. And I'm going to talk about financially, when you become parents. Because when you marry, all these things takes place. Financially, parenting, so many things changes. And then if you're an African watching me, you know, in our culture, when you marry a man or a woman, you marry the person's family as well. So it's not just about the person or the individual you are with. So when you are not, things are not very good between you and your in-laws, it can really affect your marriage. It can even break your marriage. So before we say we do, I believe, in my perspective, the most important thing we should consider, other than everything else, is prayer. Prayer is the key to success in every aspect of our lives. If you seek God first in every decision you make, important decisions in your life, it's going to affect and permeate in every area of your life. When you start praying with your partner, your potential mate that you think you're going to get married to, through that, God is going to open your eyes and first of all, let you know whether that is the right partner for you. Through prayers, God is going to reveal things that you would not know if you were not praying. So you have to consider all this before you say you do. Because if you rush into marriage and you are blind about so many things about your partner, it's going to take you by surprise. And you are not going to be married to the person, have children, and in the middle of your marriage call it quits. Because you all know that that is also going to affect the children. And I know a lot of people have been married, either they are unhappy because they didn't seek the face of God before taking that decision, or in the middle of their marriage, they decided that this is not for me. Therefore, I'm just going to call it quits. Prayer is the answer to everything. You could be with a man who is so caring, who is so loving during dating, who happens to be so God-fearing, who happens to be very compassionate. And you could be married to the man and he will flip and change overnight. Because you never took the time to pray about that person. Maybe you guys had a very wonderful sexual life. He has all that beautiful body, the six-pack and all of that. And that is what your focus was on, thinking that, oh, only if we can get married, we can really enjoy this dating aspect of my relationship with this guy. Because after all, marriage gives you the license to do the things you cannot do when you are dating a man, right? But really, you have to pray. Pray about your partner. Pray about the family which your partner comes from. Because to be very, very honest, some of us, we enter marriages where the families tend to be okay. Physically, they tend to be okay, but spiritually, they don't really agree with what we are doing. I know some people can relate to this. So to avoid any disappointments in our lives, the number one thing we should do before we take any important step in our life is with prayer. We should seek the face of God. I have talked about how women should seek the face of God. What about men? Men, you guys tend to look at the lady's physical attributes. How wonderful she is in the inside. Some tend to look in the inside as well. But that is just not good enough. Looking at your partner's physical attributes, the socioeconomic status background, where the person comes from, whether they are rich, poor, whatnot, racial background, whatever, it's not enough for you to look at these things and decide this is the woman for me. Focus on the spiritual background, because you know what? When the getting gets tougher, the only thing that you are left with is prayer. When you lose your house, when you lose that child, when things are going astray in your marriage, when you feel like all hope is lost, when you lose that job, when you are affected financially, when something happens to your health, and you are battling that incurable disease, and all you have is God, you're going to need that partner who is going to hold your hand and pray with you. So it's very important that before we make any important decision in terms of getting married, let's seek the face of God. Because if you pray very well and God tells you this is your partner, this is going to be the person who will hold your hand in times of trouble, in times of challenges in life, you find that right partner, you will enjoy your marriage to the fullest. You don't have to have all the money in the world. You don't have to have all the wonderful things in the world. But having the right person on your side, you can be rest assured that you will enjoy your marriage. But if you focus on all the wrong things in your dating phase, and you say you do to the partner, in the middle of your marriage, you're going to call it quits. And if you have children, your children will be affected by that decision. So I hope this topic was helpful to you. I'm no means a marital expert or a marriage counselor, but I was able to gather this information through friends and from my own personal experience as a married woman. I love you all with the precious love of God. Remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, may God richly bless you. Bye-bye and remain blessed.